Hello, my loves. Welcome to my channel. My name is Mafalda, and I have been called to jump on here and to step into this particular arena, this particular platform. And although I was resisting it for a little while, I finally feel like it's time to take this step. So, welcome to this channel. On here, I will be talking about all things healing, awakening, personal growth, transformation, higher wisdom, and higher knowledge. So if these are topics that interest you, then stick around and you might find some content that will be helpful to navigate challenges and messy situations that come up in our lives. So to begin with, I just want to make a little introduction about my background and a little bit of a context for this channel and an intention for it. So setting a clear intention for the path forward. So let's start with my background. So I have been on a healing journey, a spiritual journey, pretty much since I was born this time around. I survived some quite severe sexual trauma in childhood. I was sexually abused by somebody close to me. And I was also the victim of developmental trauma growing up, quite heavy. I was sexually abused again in my teenage years, which is actually a common pattern to repeat the same scenario. And I've also been through the death of a partner, so quite complex grief, and that was quite early on, so in my late 20s, and the death of my cat, severe illness, and just other deaths, other processes of deep pain that truthfully have put me face to face with some of the deepest, darkest pain that a human being can experience on this planet. And what that does is it really forces you to know yourself, and it forces you to go to the depths of your being. And although these are, and they have been, extremely painful processes, what they have given me is access to a level of wisdom that was beyond anything that I could have ever imagined. And it has brought me to a place of peace, fulfillment, joy, of healing, and true soul alignment. And that is the motivation here. It's when you have been through some of the darkest, most painful experiences a person can go through, and you come out the other side and you remember who you really are, and you remember the limitless potential for this life. There is also a deep calling to serve, to guide, to assist, and to help people come into this space themselves, to remember and awaken to the truth of who they really are. And that is the spiritual journey in a nutshell. It's coming home to who we actually are, beyond the limitations that have been imposed on us, that we've taken on board. So this is where I'm at. I'm at this place where the wisdom is really pouring through. And so the calling was very strong. I tried to resist it for a little bit, for more than a little bit. But ultimately, it's just wanting to come out. And I see that in other spiritual teachers and in other coaches that are sort of stepping into their role. And I think it's happening for a lot of us and a lot of women I see that were sort of fast-tracked on this awakening path, on this healing path, so that we could now take our place as the way showers and the leaders and the guides, right? It's sort of like well, you've been through it, you know how to do it, you know what's attainable in this life, and you know what's on the other side of transformation, what's on the other side of facing yourself, whatever that may look like for you. So, hopefully, this channel is going to be a source of information, tips, guidance. It'll be mostly educational content to help you navigate these healing and awakening journeys, these journeys of transformation. And that brings me to the context of what's happening in the world right now and in the collective. We are, and you might have noticed this or not, but most likely you'll have noticed it in some way, shape, or form. We are experiencing a very, very, very potent window for awakening. And there's a massive transformation happening on the planet right now. And it really is all about how we decide to take this on and to navigate this moment of transformation. And we can choose to stay in victimhood, we can choose to give our power away, or we can choose to awaken to the fact that all of us have divine source energy within us, and all of us have access to that. However, you can only gain access to it when you have the courage to work through all the distortions. And that's what trauma, what wounding is. They're distortions that we hold in our subconscious mind. When you have the courage to work through those, is when you can also gain access to a love, a joy, a wisdom that is not only unconditional, but beyond this current duality that plays out in the world that we live in today. I will be getting into these topics in a lot more depth in future videos. So if you resonate with what I'm sharing, then please do stick around and let me know in the comments if there's actually anything that you would like me to address, or any questions, or just to let me know that there's something that you relate to. That's going to be really, really good for me to be able to reach the widest audience possible, which is my goal here, is to be able to connect with the people that are ready to take these steps, ready to take charge of their journey, and to come into the awareness that they are co-creators of their own lives, that we all are co-creators of our own lives, and that we have a say in how our lives play out, right? Which is empowering, but it can also be daunting, because it's this emancipation, this moment of empowerment, maturity, coming into spiritual maturity, and then ultimately spiritual sovereignty. So yeah, if that is you, then stick around. You might find some helpful content here. And it'll also become clearer as I move forward the types of content that more resonate with you all. So bear with me as I also find my voice in this process. That's also part of why I'm doing this, is to really unlock my throat chakra, which is a big part and a big piece of my own healing journey. So yeah, I think that's it. For today, for this introduction video. I am very, very, very excited, and I really do hope to connect with more like-hearted and like-minded people, and to hopefully create a community that can be supportive throughout these transformational times for everybody. So thank you so much. I send you all a lot of love, and I'll keep you posted.